I am once again begging the listeners of 10 Minutes with Nick to avoid Ozempic like the plague and just go to the freaking gym. Hi, I'm Nick. This is 10 Minutes with Nick. And first of all, I want to say thank you. One of our latest videos has been getting some traction. It's got like 220 some odd views. For me, that's a lot. I like that. Makes me feel good. Gives me the warm and fuzzies. If you like what I say, like and subscribe. Send it to your friends. Have your friends like and subscribe. Leave a comment. If you don't like it, I don't know, don't leave a comment or leave a mean comment. I might call you out and I might have fun with it. Anyways, continuously today and other days, I have seen more and more stories on the off-label prescribing of Ozempic. Now, for those of you who don't know what off-label prescribing is, off-label prescriptions are simply uses of medication that are approved but are not listed on the label of the medication. Generally speaking, this is not a huge deal, right? Like doctors have prescribed medicine off-label for uses that they were not originally designed for, but that they are effective at. I'm not against that. Talk to your doctor. If that works out with you and your doctor, it's a good thing to do. Where I'm starting to have a problem with this sort of thing is that drugs like, well, let's just say Ozempic. Ozempic is a drug meant to help manage the condition of type 2 diabetes. Now, if you don't know anything about diabetes, type 2 and type 1, they're both things that have to be managed through a mix of diet changes, a mix of lifestyle changes, and a mix of pharmaceutical intervention. It's to help regulate the insulin in your blood, and type 1 and type 2 both hit your insulin differently. Ozempic is one of the I don't know if it's one of the more recent medications, but it is a medication that has proven effective in managing type 2 diabetes. It's being prescribed recently off-label to people who want to use it to lose weight. Here's the problem. It's not being prescribed to people who are in such a condition that they require medical intervention to help them lose weight to become medically healthy. It's being used by people who are signing up for such programs as Weight Watchers and any of the other 100 or 50,000 whatever programs out there like Weight Watchers. Weight Watchers is an optional program. It's typically not prescribed by a doctor, but Weight Watchers is partnering with telehealth companies to prescribe drugs now. It's an absurd cash grab by a company that is worried about losing some of its billions of dollars in revenue. Here's my big problem, people. Here's the big problem. Anything in life that is easy come is also easy go. Always, every time, no question about it. If you start taking Ozempic to lose weight, you will be stuck taking Ozempic to keep those results forever. You will be dependent upon this drug. Generally speaking, it is to your benefit to not be reliant on a pharmaceutical. Now, granted, many people in the world need pharmaceutical intervention for any number of reasons in their life. I require pharmaceutical intervention in my own life. I take as little a dose of the pharmaceuticals that I require as possible. And I quite literally have said to my doctor, I get that we have to go here, but let's work to get it as low as possible. We need that balance. The less drugs you use, and when I say drugs, I mean specifically pharmaceutical drugs. I'm obviously not referencing illegal drugs. Don't use any illegal drugs. But the fewer pharmaceuticals you have to use, the better. And to lose weight, pharmaceuticals are not now and have very rarely ever been, proven to be necessary if your only condition is being overweight. There is a tried and true method for losing weight. It just takes a little longer. It's called diet and exercise. There are lots of radical transformations using purely diet and exercise. Go all over Instagram and you can find them. The problem with diet and exercise is they are not fun. They are not fun. They're not sexy, right? When you go to the gym, it is difficult. It is incredibly difficult. You have to track your workouts. You have to progressively overload in your workouts. You have to work on your form to ensure that you don't get injured. All of these things. But when you do that, as you work hard for that result, the benefits are longer lasting, and they're more than just losing weight and looking aesthetically pleasing. They're good for your cardiovascular health. They're good for your overall organ health. It's good for your gut. It's good for your brain. It's good in basically every area of your body that's even remotely important. Diet is the same thing. I love French fries. I love nothing more than a French fry. If I could, I would stuff French fries in my face all day, every day, 24/7. But I can't do that. I can't. French fries are a treat, and they have to be treated as such. I eat too much Chipotle. That's a fact, and I know that. However, in terms of stuff you eat when you go out, Chipotle is like a middle ground. It's not great for you. I don't recommend it as a meal every single day or even, multiple times a week probably. But if you're going to go out and get something, it's not a bad move. Eggs are good, all that good stuff. But the tastiest stuff in the world is also the worst for you, generally speaking. A lot of that has to do with you just got to train your taste buds to also like the other stuff, because it can, and you will. You might find you actually like eggs if you continuously have them. The point of all this is that diet and exercise does take a little bit of work, and it does take a little bit of discipline. But the effects are not only much longer lasting, they're going to be less expensive over the long term. But Nick, gym memberships can cost from $50 to $250 a month, depending on the gym you go to. Sure. What do you think Ozempic costs? Not only that, but you going to the gym doesn't diminish the ability of someone else to go to the gym. You taking Ozempic directly diminishes the ability of somebody else to get their prescription Ozempic. And the prescription Ozempic you take away from somebody just might be somebody like a type 2 diabetic who doesn't have a choice. They have no choice in the matter. They have to use an Ozempic or an Ozempic type drug. And they may not be able to use a different pharmaceutical because Ozempic may be the thing that actually has the highest benefit for them. You optioning your way into a miracle weight loss drug is not a reason to take drugs away from a diabetic. They have it hard enough as it is. It's not easy being a diabetic. And no, the type 1 and type 2 diabetes thing where it's like, oh, you're born with type 1, but you give yourself type 2, it doesn't entirely hold true. The science on that is faulty. So no, don't go out there and try and say that like type 2 diabetics don't deserve the meds either. They will likely, they die without their meds. Like they die without their meds. Now, granted, they also have to use diet and exercise to treat their condition, but they also need the pharmaceutical intervention. If you're fat, just go to the gym. Start going to the gym. And guess what? If you're embarrassed and say, I'm too anxious, I can't go to the gym, start at home. You can do a lot of really good workouts at home, particularly if you're a little bit on the heavier side because it's a lot more work. I would advise getting with a trainer, but some things you can do just right off the bat. If you're unhappy with the weight you're at, walk more. Go for long walks. If you cannot go for long walks, pace in your house. Set a timer for an hour and literally just pace around your house. Sounds silly, right? But you've sat on your ass and watched an hour of TV before. I know you have. Hold your phone up. Set a timer. Put frickin' Amazon on your phone and watch it while you pace back and forth in your house. That's a perfectly fine way to start working out if you'd really like to lose weight. And you'll save money by intelligently correcting your diet. Don't just stop eating, right? There's plenty of free resources on the internet to help you correct your diet in such a way that you won't deprive your body of the carbs, fats, and proteins that it needs, and you'll also lose weight. Plenty of free resources. Always vet your resources. But if you're fat, don't go for a drug. Trust me, you will be much happier with the result if you go diet and exercise. Just stop, all of us, just stop looking for miracle drugs. Just do the work. We know the work works. Just do the work. That's all I got for you today. If I called you fat and you feel offended by that, leave a comment, I guess. Tell me I'm offensive. I'm probably offensive. I get it. I'm a half Middle Eastern, half Irish man, half Lebanese, half Irish. Like, I'm probably offensive. Just, guys, don't go after the Ozempic. Not until it's a last resort. And just because you're fat doesn't mean that a weight loss drug is a last resort. Anyways, hug your friends who have problems. Check in with your loved ones. I'm Nick. This is 10 Minutes with Nick. Have a great day.